Good morning. Today we are studying about the chromatography. Myself Pavitra Hegde, working as assistant professor in the KLE College of Pharmacy, Belagavi. The learning outcome of the chromatography is, after completion of this topic, students should be able to define chromatography, explain classification of the chromatography techniques, explain type of phase in the chromatography. Coming to the definition of the chromatography, chromatography is the separation of a mixture by the distribution of its components between a mobile and the stationary phase over a time. IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, the body is found in the 1993, states chromatography as a physical method of separation in which the components to be separated are distributed between the two phases, one of which is the stationary and while the other moves in the definite direction. The overall chromatography consists of three main constituents. One is the mobile phase, second one is the stationary phase, and the third one is the mixture to be separated. Russian scientist called Svest in 1906 used a glass column packed with finely divided calcium carbonate to separate the plant pigments. He used hexane as a solvent. After some times, the plant pigments separated with the color blends and comes to the out of the column one by one. He called it as a chromatography. It is derived from the Greek word that is chroma, meaning color, and the graphing meaning to write. Overall, the term chromatography means it's a return of color. He see the coloring bands and he called it as a chromatography. These are some chromatographical terms used in the chromatography. That is stationary phase. It's a layer or a coating on the supporting medium that interacts with the analyte. Mobile phase is a solvent that flows on the supporting medium. The analyte is the substance to be separated during the chromatography. That is the analyte, or you can also call it as a sample. A chromatogram is the visual output of the chromatography. That is, overall the system is called as the chromatogram. Next one is the eluate is the mobile phase leaving the column. The eluate is the solvent that carries the analyte, or else it is also called as the samples used in the chromatography. The detectors refers to the instrument used for the qualitative and the quantitative detection of the analyte after the separation. The elution time is the time taken by the solute to pass through the medium. The next two terms are very important. That is, one is the resolution and the retardation factor value. Resolution is the degree of the separation of different solutes, whereas retardation factor value, that is the RF value, can be calculated by the formula, that is distance travelled by the solute divided by the distance travelled by the solvent. The standard RF value has to be always between 0 to 1. What is the purpose of the chromatography? Here two purposes are there. One is the analytical use and one is the preparative use. Analytical use is used for the determination of the chemical composition in a mixture of a sample. In the preparative use, it is used to purification and the collection of the one or more chemical constituents present in the mixture of the sample. These are some real life examples of the uses of the chromatography. One is in the pharmaceutical company. Here these are used for the each chemical amount of the each chemical found in the new product, as well as it is used in the qualitative use also. In the hospitals, it is used as a detection of the blood or the alcohol level in the patient's bloodstream. In the law enforcement, it is used as in forensic sciences department as a sample found at a crime scene. It can be separated. In the environmental agency, it is used in the determination of the level of the pollutants and the water supply. In the manufacturing plants, it is used for the purify the chemical needed to the new drugs. Depending to the classification, two schemes are there. Usually it is classified in the based on two categories. One is the based on the mobile phases and based on the attractive forces, or else you can also call it as the based on the principles of the chromatography. The mobile phases used in the chromatography are: one is the gas, second one is the water, third one is the organic solvents, fourth one is the supercritical fluids. Classification based on the mobile phases. Here two classification is there. Majorly two mobile phases are used. One is the gas and one is the liquid. In the gas mobile phase, two stationary phases are used, that is solid and liquid. If solid is used, it is called as a gas solid chromatography, and if it is liquid is used, it is called as the gas liquid chromatography. Next is the mobile phase used in the liquid, that is liquid chromatography. Here three types are there. One is the column chromatography, second one is the high performance chromatography, third one is the thin layer chromatography. In the column chromatography, the mobile phase is used with the gravity, that is gravity flow will be there. In the high performance chromatography, pressurized flow will be there, and in the thin layer chromatography, adsorption flow will be there. Next, coming to the classification based on the attractive forces or else principles, 7 classification are there: adsorption, partition, ion exchange, size exclusion, zone electrophoresis, affinity chromatography, and the chiral chromatography. We will study one by one. First one is the adsorption chromatography. Here usually suppression takes place based on the adsorption of the sample onto the surface of the solid, that is the stationary phase. The sample will be adsorbed by the stationary phase. The sample which is having more affinity towards the stationary phase travels slower, whereas the sample having the less affinity towards the stationary phase travels slower. So the suppression will be takes place. Here two phases are there. One is the normal phase. Here the suppression takes place by the non-polar mobile phases. In the reverse phase, suppression takes place by the polar mobile phases. Example will be the column chromatography and the HPLC. The partition chromatography, here the suppression takes place by the partition of the sample between the two phases. In the mobile phase also and the stationary phases also, the sample will be partitioned, and the sample which is having the more affinity towards the stationary phase travels slower, and the samples which is having less affinity towards the stationary phase travels faster. Here also two phases will be there. One is the normal phase and one is the reverse phase. In the normal phase, the stationary phase used is more polar than the mobile phase. In the reverse phase, stationary phase used is less polar than the mobile phase. Example will be TLC and the paper chromatography. The third is the ion exchange chromatography. Here use of the ionic stationary phases will be used. Here ions will be separated on the basis of tendency to displace by the counter ions absorbed on the stationary phase. This separation will be depends on always charge, hydration, and the solubility. For the anionic stationary phases are used for the cationic separation, and cationic stationary phases are the anionic sample separation. This chromatography is used for the ionic compounds. Example are column chromatography and the HPLC. Fourth one is the size exclusion chromatography. Here column with the pores of the packing material is used. The separation will be takes place by trapping of the molecules in the pores of the packing material. Very large molecules cannot be passed through the pores, so they remain unretained. Very small molecules will be get hung up in the pores for a long time. So longest retention time. So the sample will get separated as per their size. Here stationary phase is used as a porous matrix. Example will be column chromatography and the HPLC. The fifth one is the zone electrophoresis. Here chromatogram is used with the electric chamber. In the middle of the portion, sample application will be used. Two ionic side will be there. One is the positive side and the negative side. The bands of the positively charged compound will comes to the negative side, and the bands of the positively charged compound comes to the negative side, and the bands of the negatively charged compound comes to the positive side. Thus the sample will be get separated. Sixth one is the affinity chromatography. This chromatography is used for the affinity of the proteins to the binding with the specific ligands such as enzymes. The ligand is attached to suitable polysaccharide polymers such as cellulose, agarose, and the dextran. Here different shape of the proteins are taken as a sample. The ligand will be bind to the some of the protein as a lock and key model. The other proteins will be remain unretained. So the separation will be takes place. Seventh one is the chiral chromatography. In this type of chromatography, we can separate the enantiomers. Enantiomers means the compound which is having the mirror images. We used chiral stationary phase that react with the one enantiomer more than the other. So separation will be takes place. Here chiral stationary phase used with the enantiomer sample. UV detector and optical rotation detector are used. The graph of the chromatography comes as the vice versa. So it can be identified as the compounds are mirror image compounds. Next one is the type of the chromatography. The four types are there. One is the liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, paper chromatography, and the thin layer chromatography. In the liquid chromatography, this separates liquid samples with a liquid solvent and a column composed of a solid beads. The example will be column chromatography and the HPLC. In the gas chromatography, separates the vaporized sample with a carrier gas. Here carrier gas is used as a mobile phase and a column composed of a liquid or a solid beads. Both liquid and solid are used as a stationary phase. If liquid is used, that is gas liquid chromatography. If solid is used, that is the gas solid chromatography. Third one is the paper chromatography. It separates the dried sample with a liquid solvent, that is mobile phase, and a paper strip used as a stationary phase. That's why it's called as a paper chromatography. It is the simple type of the chromatography. Fourth one is the thin layer chromatography. Thin layer chromatography separates the dried liquid sample with a liquid solvent, that is mobile phase, and a glass plate covered with a thin layer of adsorbents. Here adsorbents are alumina and the silica gel G. These are used as a stationary phase. Example will be TLC and the HPTLC. The summary of this topic will be, we have discussed about the brief discussion about the chromatography, history and classification of the chromatography, various principles of the chromatography, and the types and real life applications of the chromatography. These are the some reference used for the topic. These are 3 books, that is the Watson G.D. Ashutoshkar and the Chatwal R.G. Anand. This comes to end of the chromatography. Thank you.